The bench production stepped up big time. Despite the loss, the Owls bench contributed 21 points, the most contribution since the start of 2026. At the 5, I have the most imposing force in the entire American, the 6'3" senior Megan Nestor out of North Texas, averaging a double-double at 12 points and 13 rebounds, 7 in the nation in double-doubles at 13 on the season while shooting above 50% from the field. Nestor leads the entire American in rebounds. You know what? Scratch that, never mind. She leads the entire country in rebounds. And these players are my American Conference All-Stars. They have shown not only production in the stat sheet, but production in the win column as well. With the final third of the regular season underway, I'm Taimar Stubbs reporting from the studio set. I'll pass it to Pat and Xavier at the desk. And I need to see more contribution from the bench. When they come to the party, they can't come empty-handed. They got to bring some drinks. They got to bring some dip. They need to bring some chips to that party for them to even have a good run for the rest of the season and go into the American Conference Tournament. I also had Duke coming out as the national champions, but a great 1 in a million play by UConn destroys my bracket, and I'm not mad at Caden Boozer. When you see a trap coming your way as a player, you're taught to advance the ball to the open man. Great defensive play, and even better shot by the Huskies. It's easy to be Captain Hindsight on what should have happened looking at the TV, but in real time, the moment goes by so fast. Isaiah Evans couldn't even get a hand up in time, and that's what happens, and that's the beauty of basketball. Haley, your turn. The aura of the NCAA tournament, we have big upsets and big shots, broken brackets and failed parlays, but what stays consistent is breakout games from potential lottery picks and even guys we may have never even knew existed. As we get geared up for the men's Sweet 16, let's look back at some of the marquee performances from the round of 64 and round of 32. For this coaching staff to tell their players, hey, sometimes it's good to push the pace, sometimes it's good to slow it down, but you have to always keep the defense on their toes. If they just keep pushing it and pushing it, the defense understands what they're going to do. If you try to manipulate the pace and try to switch it up a bit, this keeps the defense on their toes, and they don't know what they're going to do. So now this opens up that fast-paced game throughout that the Owls are trying to do. That's it for me right now. I'll set the screen for Pat and Xavier back at the desk and roll on out of here. Thanks, Gabriel. Temple's punter, Dante Atten, isn't your regular special teamer. He's the first when it comes to owning a single digit, and this comes from a guy who just recently picked up the game of football.
Dante Atten will put a foot on it. Low line.
Junior Dante Atten has done something no other Temple specialist has ever done. He has earned the coveted single digit.
I'm just grateful. I'm grateful my teammates look at me like that, and I just got to upheld that standard that they appointed me to every day.
Atten spent 3 years as Temple's primary punter, and it's his foot and leadership that earned him the number 7, as voted on by teammates.
Him being the first specialist to actually be named a single digit, I think he takes pride in that, and the other guys in the room take pride in that, and knowing that he's the first one to do that, so they really respond well to him.
Dante Atten was named to the Ray Guy Award watch list, signifying him as one of the best punters in the nation. And it's notable that he started the game of football late, and he's not even from this country.
I was 21 when I came to the game of football, and I learned from there. I learned by playing.
Here's a boot, and it's a good one.
This program called Pro Kick Australia, and basically what they do is they send punters like myself over to the States, and they basically connect us with schools, and then it just goes on like that. They teach us how to punt, how to pro punt, how to do all that.
Atten is averaging 40 yards per punt on 30 attempts, with one punt traveling 52 yards. And he's at the point where he understands what makes a great punter and a great leader.
He's hung it up there. He's giving our guys a chance to cover, and we're forcing a lot of fair catches, which is what we're looking to do.
Dante's punts and leadership are crucial to Temple's turnaround season. And one interesting note, Atten set a career high for most punts in the game with 12 and most punting yards in the game at 459 in Temple's loss this season to Oklahoma. Live from Edward Olson Hall, I'm Taimar Stubbs. Back to you guys at the desk. The largest comeback in program history, the third largest in NCAA and women's NCAA history. The Owls had to dig their way out of a 26-point deficit to pull out the win against American Conference opponent Charlotte 49ers.
I mean, we led 4 seconds in this game, and it was the most important 4 seconds of the entire game.
The comeback couldn't have been more unexpected. The 49ers struck gold early on from the perimeter, with 3 different players making 3 or more shots from deep. Coach Richardson had to make the adjustment, and when she did, Temple was able to create 18 points off turnovers in the fourth quarter alone.
We needed to play better defense, and we needed to rebound. And going into halftime, our rebounding was not there, and they were getting second chance points. In the fourth quarter, we went to the zone and defended pretty well.
Tristan Taylor had a night to remember, tallying a career-high 32 points as well as 6 assists, and was perfect from the three-point line.
We got down from the beginning. I feel like I just needed to step up from the beginning and then just bring my teammates along with me. And thankfully, I have teammates that want to win also, so it wasn't that hard to bring them along and just everybody just come together.
Free throws. One of the most important aspects of winning a game down the stretch. And Tristan Taylor did that, capping off an amazing performance and a comeback with the free throw line to win the game against Charlotte.
I've been in the gym shooting free throws a lot this week, and I feel like when I stepped up there, I didn't have any nerves just from practicing and being confident in the whole week.
Well, I knew she was going to knock it down. Probably the most poised on this team.
It was the appropriate end to a game Temple fans won't soon forget. This is the 3rd time this season that the two Owls will face off, with FAU winning both earlier contests. This has Temple seeking revenge in Game 3. The game is set to stream on ESPN Plus at 9 p.m. down in Birmingham, Alabama, and our guy, Pat Dallahan, is back with another preview. Gavin Griffiths needs to step up, but Adam Fisher can't play no games when it comes to the American Conference Tournament.
Yeah.
The first 8 minutes of this game, I'll run about 3 or 4 plays for Gavin. If he's not hitting, the Owls just have to move on from him offensively. He's going to have to put his hard hat on and play some blue-collar basketball, focus on defense, rebounding, getting steals, getting blocks, getting extra possessions. He could try to get into a rhythm with fast breaks, kick out opportunities, and crashing the board, but like, hey, Gavin, you got to play some blue-collar ball if your shot's not hitting, because Temple can't afford to waste possessions on a cold player because they have to rebound. The offensive inconsistency really hurt them. I don't know if it's the players or the coaching staff or the play calling when it comes to the women, but I don't know who's going to show up for which game. It's kind of like whack-a-mole without the hammer.
Right.
You got Tristan Taylor, had that 30 points, came up, put her head up, she backed down. Kayla Turner, put her head up, she's back down. When it comes to Jaleesa Molina, the double-double, she put her head up, now it's back down.
Right.
I don't know who's going to consistently show up for me on that Temple women's squad. Besides probably Sanaya Craig, but I don't really know who else right now. Well, I think 2 things can be true. I think it is an outlier. I believe Temple will never shoot like that ever again. And also it is a big warning sign because the Owls don't have a 3-point specialist on their team. They don't have an oven that can keep them warm throughout the game. Now they have streaky microwave guys on the wing like Tobias and Griffiths, but if they're not hot and they get cold, that Leah Aquarius Center can feel like a frozen tundra. So I really can't put Ford in that category because he's been Mr. Reliable for them, but they need to find a way to get hot and start and get a spark on that team on the offensive end. A Big 5 fight that looked like a scene out of a Rocky movie. Temple and St. Joe's came down to the 12th round.
Right, can't get this one back. It hurts. It stinks. It sucks. This is what Big 5 basketball is.
Temple comes into the Big 5 triple header as the second game of the day, looking for 3rd place after a win against LaSalle and a loss to Villanova earlier this season. In the first half, neither Temple or St. Joseph's were able to be consistent from the perimeter. The Hawks had more points in the paint, assists, rebounds, steals, and blocks coming into halftime, taking a lead 33-25.
Kind of went at our guys. This was a little uncharacteristic of me at halftime, and it just wasn't us.
Temple couldn't get the lid off the basket in the first half, shooting 30% from the field and 18% from 3. Despite this, Darian Ford manned the offense, scoring 27, a season high. Every time the Hawks went on a run, the Owls stopped their momentum on the defensive end and matched with a run of their own, finishing the game with 6 steals, 8 blocks, and 13 points off St. Joseph's 12 turnovers, but it wasn't enough to secure the win.
Biggest thing is just like we gave up offense rebounds, like Coach said, and we just wanted to get stops because we know we can convert on offense.
But I just told him how proud I was of the second half. You know, we have to learn that you have to play a consistent 40-minute game. If we played like that both halves, it'd be a different outcome.
Temple gave up 16 offensive rebounds, which led to 15 second chance points. This combined with a Deuce Jones buzzer beater at the end of the game sealed Temple's fate. I'm Taimar Stubbs from Xfinity Mobile Arena for the Big 5, OwlSports Update.